Now what I want to focus on is purpose. Obviously, Architect the Future has its purpose, and its purpose is to help the world really align on a common set of values and recognize the opportunity we have that if we collaborate together, we can solve the biggest problems that face society today. And if we don't work together and we create more isolationist views, or we don't pool our resources for the greater impact of solving these, then we might find ourselves in a really negative situation, in a deeper crisis than we would otherwise if we worked together. Once we have a common set of values, it's really important to focus on purpose. And we all have a purpose. And that, when I describe that, it's something that when you think about what am I really called in life to do? Am I building a business? Am I building a church? Am I running an aspect of government? Am I teaching? Am I raising a family? Whatever it is, we all have our own purpose in life, and so wherever we are, we can take action here. But what I find is that purposes overlap. So many people across society, across the world, will have the same purpose. So let's pretend, for example, that my purpose is to help reinvent education. And there are some people that are doing that. Now, once I decide I want to reinvent education, I look at what are the skills and capabilities that I have. And so I might be a teacher. And so there's a gentleman, I think his last name's Khan, that's done some TEDx videos, and he's essentially created a K through 12 education on YouTube. And it's phenomenal. It's really brilliant stuff. And so here's someone who loves teaching, and he found a way to use technology today to enhance education. Well, another group might be a technologist. So there's someone who has great technology skills, or a visionary with technology. And so I was speaking with someone last week who is out at Los Alamos Labs, and they're creating 3D, 5D environments. So really immersive labs where someone can go in and get educated in an environment that is a virtual environment, but is real in terms of the way that they can interact with this world. So you can look at education and transforming education, and you can see how different people might have different approaches to it, but they all have a similar purpose. Well, what I'd like to see happen at Architect the Future, it doesn't have to be at Architect the Future, but what I'd like to see happen is people with common purposes, we'll call these Ps, so I got P1 here, and then someone else has the same purpose, and these people are all over the world. And wouldn't it be cool for people to share their purpose? So come to the site, talk about what you're trying to do, tag it with keywords, and then have an opportunity to identify who else is working toward the same thing. And now you might get a teacher with a technologist with a visionary, all coming at it from different perspectives, but when they start collaborating and sharing, all of a sudden their single ideas that have a very big power become amplified. And so 1 + 1 + 1 doesn't equal 3, it equals 3,000. And this is where sparks start to happen, and impact becomes amplified for society. This is where you could say, well, parts of the world that don't even have access to education, when we take whatever this ends up being in terms of its outcome, can give them the capabilities to learn and now plug into the next innovation wave that is heading their way for society. So this is what we're talking about with purpose. Everyone has one. If you've buried it and gone off on a side path, there's a gentleman that will be sharing some of the information here on the site and helping guide you through that. If you know what it is, then plug it in, and let's start connecting you with people who are like-minded and are trying to accomplish similar things.